requesting our Honorable Chief Guest, our Honorable Chief Minister, sir, Professor Dr. Manik Shah. Sir, kindly step forward and Dr. Manik Shah, do প্রচলন করে step forward and করে আজকের এই অনুষ্ঠানটি উদ্বোধন করবে। আপনাদের সবার কাছে আমার অনুরোধ থাকবে প্রদীপ পুজো this moment and I'll be requesting our Honorable Secretary for Tourism Department চেঞ্জ করে হয়েছে ইউনিটি প্রোমো ফেস্ট আমরা অর্গানাইজ করছি। গেস্ট অফ অনার হিসাবে সুশান্ত চৌধুরী, অনারেবল মিনিস্টার ট্যুরিজম ডিপার্টমেন্ট, স্পেশাল গেস্ট হিসেবে উপস্থিত আছেন শ্রীমতী সুস্মিতা দাস, অনারেবল সভাধিপতি, রঞ্জিত দাস, অনারেবল এমএলএ, নন্দিতা দেববর্মা রিয়াং, অনারেবল এমএলএ, সঞ্জয় মানিক ত্রিপুরা, অনারেবল এমএলএ, মুম্বিয়ানন্দ রিয়াং, অনারেবল এমডিসি, প্রেম সাধন ত্রিপুরা, অনারেবল চেয়ারম্যান বিএসসি, বিবেক এইচ, ডিএমএন কালেক্টর ধলাই ডিস্ট্রিক্ট, ডক্টরের মিহিরলাল দাস, সুপারিনটেন্ডেন্ট অফ পুলিশ, প্রদীপ জমাতিয়া, চেয়ারম্যান বিএসসি, দপ্তরের ডাইরেক্টর প্রশান্ত বাদল নেগি এবং এখানকার লোকাল এসডিএম চন্দ্রদয় রিয়াং সহ আমার সামনে ভর্তি দায়াস যারা উপস্থিত রয়েছেন সবাইকে আমি পর্যটন দপ্তরের পক্ষ থেকে আন্তরিকভাবে অভিনন্দন, শুভেচ্ছা এবং স্বাগত জ্ঞাপন করছি। আমি বিশেষভাবে স্বাগত জ্ঞাপন করছি আমাদের মাননীয় মুখ্যমন্ত্রীর
হচ্ছে, বিভিন্ন ধরনের নতুন নতুন প্রজেক্ট আমরা ইমপ্লিমেন্টেশন করছি। ওনাকে আমি আন্তরিকভাবে স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি। মঞ্চে উপস্থিত যারা যারা এখানে উপস্থিত রয়েছেন, যাদের নাম একটু আগে বললাম, প্রত্যেককে আমি এখানে স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি। আমি স্বাগত জানাই এখানকার আপামর জনসাধারণ, যারা দূর দূরান্ত থেকে বিভিন্ন দিক থেকে এখানে এসেছেন, এবং এখানকার জনপ্রতিনিধি, পিআরআই বডি মেম্বার্স, সাংবাদিক বন্ধুরা, সিকিউরিটি পার্সোনেল সহ যারা এখানে উপস্থিত হয়েছেন, আমি সবাইকে দপ্তরের পক্ষ থেকে আন্তরিকভাবে স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি। একটু আগে আপনারা শুনছিলেন, অ্যাঙ্কর বলছিলেন যে এটা 2 নম্বর প্রোমো ফেস্ট, আমাদের ইউনিটি প্রোমো ফেস্ট। কারণ কি? বৈচিত্র্যের মধ্যে ঐক্য, ইউনিটি ইন ডাইভার্সিটি, সেই লক্ষ্যে রাজ্য সরকারের একাধিক কর্মসূচি আমরা হাতে নিয়েছি। এই কর্মসূচি রূপায়ণে দপ্তর যেরকম নিরলসভাবে প্রচেষ্টা চালিয়ে যাচ্ছে, সেরকম ভাবে আমরা অন্যান্য দপ্তর যারা যারা রয়েছে তাদের আমাদের ডোমেস্টিক ট্যুরিজমের ক্ষেত্রে প্রায় 64% বৃদ্ধি হয়েছে। নিরলস প্রচেষ্টার মাধ্যমে এটা সুনিশ্চিত করা সম্ভব হয়েছে। এই নারিকেল কুঞ্জ, যেখানে আগে মানুষ আসতে ভয় পেত, আমরা লক্ষ্য করেছি অনারেবল চিফ মিনিস্টার এই লকহাটগুলি উদ্বোধন করেছেন, প্রবাবলি এটা 2022-এ। তখন আমি এখানে ডিএম ইনচার্জ হিসেবে ধলাইতে ছিলাম, তখনও আমি এসেছিলাম। এরপর থেকে এটা ট্যুরিজম ডেস্টিনেশন হিসেবে ত্রিপুরা রাজ্যে একটা মোস্ট প্রেফার্ড ট্যুরিজম ডেস্টিনেশন। এবং প্রচুর পর্যটক আমাদের এখানে সবসময় আসছেন। আপনারা জেনে আনন্দিত হবেন, লাস্ট প্রোমো ফেস্টে অনারেবল চিফ মিনিস্টার এই জায়গাতে 9 জন হোমস্টে হোল্ডারকে রেজিস্ট্রেশন সার্টিফিকেট হাইয়েস্ট একটা হোমস্টে 22,60,000 টাকা, বেস্ট একটা হোমস্টে 22,60,000 টাকা এবং লোয়েস্ট যেটা 6 লক্ষ টাকা ওনারা 11 মাসে ইনকাম করেছেন। তো এটা আমাদের যে গ্রামের অর্থনীতি এটা সমৃদ্ধ হচ্ছে। সাজিয়ে তোলার জন্য বিভিন্ন ধরনের পদক্ষেপ সরকার গ্রহণ করেছে। ইতিমধ্যে ভাসমান জেটি দেওয়া হয়েছে, তারপরে দ্রুতগামী ওয়াটার স্কুটার বা স্কি দেওয়া হয়েছে, আধুনিক মোটর চালিত বোট দেওয়া হয়েছে। এবং একটা হাউস বোট প্রায় 4 কোটি টাকা ব্যয় করে আমরা কাজের বরাত দিয়েছি কেরালার একটা সংস্থাকে। আমি একটু আগে রিভিউ করছিলাম যে হাউস বোট কনস্ট্রাকশন আগামী মার্চ মাসের মধ্যে সম্পন্ন হয়ে যাবে। হাউস বোট কনস্ট্রাকশন সম্পন্ন যদি হয়ে যায় তাহলে হয়ে যায় তাহলে দেলে সাজানোর জন্য আমরা 30 কোটি টাকার প্রজেক্ট দিয়েছি এবং এটা স্যাংশনের অপেক্ষায় রয়েছে। যে কোনো দিন এটা স্যাংশন হতে পারে। 30 কোটি টাকা ব্যয়ে আমরা 3টি আরো দ্বীপ এরকম ভাবে আমরা সাজিয়ে তুলব। তাছাড়া কিছুদিন আগে উনি আগ্রহ প্রকাশ করেছেন যে এই নারিকেল কুঞ্জে বা লেকে জায়গা ভিজিট করতে বলেছি, ওনারা ভিজিট করেছেন, পরিদর্শনটি এখানে আমরা গড়ে তুলতে পারি তারও পরিকল্পনা আমাদের এখানে রয়েছে। তো এ সমস্ত কাজগুলি তখনই আমরা সঠিকভাবে সম্পন্ন করতে পারবো, মানুষের উদ্দেশ্যে আমরা এটা দিতে পারবো যদি আমাদের এখানে শান্তি শৃঙ্খলা বজায় থাকে এবং আমাদের এখানে যে ল অ্যান্ড অর্ডার সিচুয়েশন এটা যদি সঠিকভাবে আমরা মেনটেন করতে পারি তাহলে পরে এই প্রজেক্টগুলি আমরা সঠিকভাবে আমরা ইমপ্লিমেন্টেশন করতে পারবো এবং এখানে দেশ বিদেশের যে পর্যটক এখানে আসছেন এবং ভবিষ্যতে আসবেন তাদের নিরাপত্তাও সুনিশ্চিত হবে। এই কতগুলি কথা বলে আমি আবার এখানে অন দি ডায়াস এবং অফ দি ডায়াস যারা উপস্থিত রয়েছেন তাদেরকে সবাইকে আবারও একবার পর্যটন দপ্তরের পক্ষ থেকে, রাজ্য সরকারের পক্ষ থেকে স্বাগত জানিয়ে, অভিনন্দন জানিয়ে আমার কথা বলা শেষ করছি। নমস্কার, ধন্যবাদ, জয় হিন্দ।
জয় হিন্দ। থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ স্যার। একবার জোরে হাততালি হয়ে যাবে ফর ইউকে চলচ্চিত্রে নতুন উচ্চতায় পৌঁছে দেওয়ার যে নিরলস প্রচেষ্টা তার অন্যতম স্থপতি কিন্তু তিনি। ইয়েস, আমি কথা বলছি অনারেবল মিনিস্টার ট্যুরিজম ডিপার্টমেন্ট গভর্নমেন্ট অফ ত্রিপুরা শ্রী সুশান্ত চৌধুরী। একবার জোরে হাততালি হয়ে যাবে স্যারের জন্য। এবং স্যার আপনাকে অনুরোধ করব আপনি কাইন্ডলি এগিয়ে আসবেন এবং আজকের এই শুভ দিনে আমাদের এই ইনঅগ্রাল ইভেন্টে
ফরিকি তবে পাল ভাষাকে লাম
ডিসেম্বর মাসের 3 তারিখ শুরু করেছিলাম মাননীয় মুখ্যমন্ত্রীর হাত দিয়ে এই নারিকেল কুঞ্জ থেকে। উদ্দেশ্য একটাই যে রাজ্যের পর্যটনকে দেশে এবং দেশের বাইরের মানচিত্রে পরিচিতি ঘটানো, এবং যে ইনকাম যেভাবে বৃদ্ধি পেয়েছে তা আমাদের মুখ্যমন্ত্রী সহ দপ্তরকে অনেক অনুপ্রেরণা প্রদান করেছে। এবং দ্বিতীয় বছরের জন্য এবার প্রোমো ফেস্ট আমরা আয়োজন করছি। একটু সামান্য তারতম্য আমরা করেছি, ইউনিটি শব্দটা আমরা সঙ্গে জুড়ে দিয়েছি, কারণ ঐক্য বা ইউনিটি, তবে পর্যটনের মানচিত্রে বা রাজ্যের উন্নয়নের দিকে আমরা এগিয়ে যেতে পারবো না। এই নারিকেল কুঞ্জ থেকে আমরা শুভ সূচনা করলাম মাননীয় মুখ্যমন্ত্রীর হাত ধরে। আপনাদের প্রত্যেককে
Hello, check. Hello. 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 Hello, check.
বিষয় হচ্ছে চেঙ্গিরে তো নাই ফাই মাঝে ফেনাই চিনি তো তাহতে বুক সময় কয় নাই চিনি স্টেজ নি গানা কিনি বেতন কিছু গানা ফেনা বাকি जों पुलानो सुरुखायानो जोंनि फिरबा हास्टेनि folk रोजाबबाय कबर folk তাই 20,000 বেশি जों सुरुखाय जानाय
এটা কি এটা হ্যালো Snow law ne. Chalo, oi, patat. Boro berekon to. Boro berekon to ya. Kon kiwaren diteছি, ready করতে। কোথায় যায় 815 অফসাতে কোনটা দিতাম এটা হ্যালো ডাইরেক্টর সাহেব एंकर को वो ब्रीफिंग दिया है माइनस
হৃদয়
হ্যালো
এটা কোনটা আমরা চাই শুটিং
তাড়াতাড়ি তো তারা বেশিক্ষণ লাগতো না
বিশু ভাত খেয়ে যাচ্ছে এই বিশু ভাত খেয়েছিস নাকি আরেকটু না উঠে বসে বিশু একটু মিট দোষেন একটু
বাড়বো
মিট ইউ আছে বাস চল বসেস
দিব ষোলো লাইনে স্যার না এটার মধ্যে বেশ করো বেশ
জাম্পে
তিন নাম্বার
Details, Bishop.
দীপু এটা দে এই তিনটা দে তাড়াতাড়ি।
Pongos.
Pongos. Frog mic.
आप रिटेल ट्रेडर हो या आप प्रोफेशनल, उसमें एक चीज़ तो क्लियर है कि इंस्टीट्यूशंस और आपके बीच में बहुत बड़ा गैप है। देखिए, इंस्टीट्यूशंस हर ट्रेड के पीछे डेटा और ऑटोमेशन को यूज़ करते हैं, बट रिटेल ट्रेडर्स जी नहीं, इमोशंस और टिप्स। तो इसी गैप को क्लोज करने के लिए मैं एक मास्टर क्लास ला रहा हूँ, जहाँ पर मैं आपको दिखाऊंगा कि कैसे हम कोई सिस्टम्स को बनाते हैं, मतलब एक आइडिया को स्ट्रैटेजी के रूप में कन्वर्ट करते हैं एंड उस पर मनी मैनेजमेंट और रिस्क मैनेजमेंट लगाते हैं एंड फाइनली हम उसको फुल्ली ऑटोमेट कर सकते हैं यूजिंग एल्गो एंड यूजिंग ऑटोमेशन। एंड यहाँ पर मैं आपको बताऊंगा कि द इंपॉर्टेंट अप्रोच ऑफ डिसिप्लिन। मेरा नाम असीम सिंघल है, मेरे को 8 साल का एक्सपीरियंस है। मैं 8 साल से एल्गो ट्रेडिंग एंड ऑप्शंस में ट्रेडिंग कर रहा हूँ। आई एम ऑल्सो द फाउंडर ऑफ अनफ्लूक एंड जैसे मैंने बताया कि आई विल बी कंडक्टिंग दिस मास्टर क्लास विच इज गोइंग टू बी ऑन ऑटोमेशन। अगर आप ज्वाइन करना चाहते हैं, यू कैन क्लिक द लिंक बिलो एंड आई विल सी यू सून।
So you just mentioned that you want to learn Python. So do not learn Python in manual way in 2025, because learning Python in manual way will take you like 6 months of your time. On top of that, you will be ultra non-productive in Python, because when you use AI inside your Python, when you use AI tools to do your Python coding, you will be saving upwards of 95% of your time while you're coding, while you're debugging, while you're building web apps, and while you are scraping as well, right? So for tackling this same problem, we found like 10 useful tools for day-to-day Python development and Python work. So we have developed a program which is like absolutely beginner friendly. Even if you have zero knowledge in Python, you can join this program, and in 30 days you will be becoming pro of Python, that also using AI. You will be not becoming a Python developer, you will be becoming a 10x Python developer. And the best part, like, we have democratized this program, so this 30-day program is just for ₹199. Can you believe that?
Welcome to another insightful session at English Speeches. Today, we're diving into a powerful speech delivered by Subramanyam Jaishankar, India's Minister for External Affairs, at the 77th session of the UN General Assembly. Discover how India celebrates its 75 years of independence, the visionary steps under Prime Minister Narendra Modi's leadership, and the country's future pledges. Learn how these points connect to broader global issues like multilateralism, environmental care, and international diplomacy.
Madam President, Excellencies, distinguished members of the General Assembly, I bring to you the greetings of 1.3 billion plus people from the world's largest democracy. They join me in congratulating the President of the General Assembly, Ambassador Chaba Koroshi, on his election to chair the 77th session of the UN General Assembly. Closely, developments at the United Nations, reflecting the increasingly globalized nature of our existence. We meet at a challenging time for the world order. This session's theme, a watershed moment, transformative solutions to interlocking challenges, seeks to capture its seriousness. Excellencies, the year 2022 is an important milestone in India's journey towards growth, development, and prosperity. India is celebrating 75 years of its independence, what we call Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. The story of that period has been one of toil, of determination, innovation, and enterprise of millions of ordinary Indians. They are rejuvenating a society pillaged by centuries of foreign attacks and colonialism. And they are doing so in a democratic framework whose steady progress is reflected in more authentic voices and grounded leadership. This new India, under the visionary and dynamic leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, is a confident and resurgent society. Its agenda for our centenary will be achieved through the 5 pledges that we committed to on our Independence Day. 1, we are resolved to make India a developed country in the next 25 years. For the world, that creates more capacities for global good. 2, we will liberate ourselves from a colonial mindset. Externally, this means reformed multilateralism and more contemporary global governance. 3, our rich civilizational heritage will be a source of pride and of strength. This includes care and concern for the environment, so ingrained in our traditional ethos. 4, we will promote greater unity and solidarity. This expresses a coming together on global issues such as terrorism, pandemics, or the environment. And 5, we will instill consciousness of duties and responsibilities. This applies to nations as much as it does to citizens. These 5 pledges affirm our age-old outlook that sees the world as one family. We believe that national good and global good can be entirely in harmony. It is this conviction that led us to supply vaccines to over 100 nations. Similarly, our evacuation operations in HADR situations always had room for other nationals in distress. Even as we meet our own development targets, India offers partnerships to our brothers and sisters in Asia, in Africa, and Latin America. And we do so based on their needs and their priorities. Today, the focus is on green growth, better connectivity, digital delivery, and accessible health. Our solidarity is not just in words. You can see them in 700 projects across the world. Madam President, even while India contributes to global betterment, we recognize the sharp deterioration in the international landscape. The world is already struggling with challenges of post-pandemic economic recovery. The debt situation of the developing is precarious. To this is now added the rising costs and the shrinking availability of fuel, of food, and of fertilizers. These, along with trade disruptions and diversions, are among the many consequences of the Ukraine conflict. The Indo-Pacific, too, witnesses fresh concerns about its stability and its security. And climate events have added an overlay on these mounting anxieties. As we saw in the case of the COVID pandemic, the South will be the most impacted, even if the immediate causes are well beyond. It is imperative that global conversations recognize this deep unfairness. The inequity of vaccine distribution should not be replicated in other domains. Madam President, as the Ukraine conflict continues to rage, we are often asked, whose side are we on? And our answer each time straight, and honest. India is on the side of peace and will remain firmly there. We are on the side that respects the UN Charter and its founding principles. We are on the side that calls for dialogue and diplomacy as the only way out. We are on the side of those struggling to make ends meet, even as they stare at the escalating costs of food, of fuel, and fertilizers. It is therefore in our collective interest to work constructively, both within the United Nations and outside, in finding an early resolution to this conflict. Excellencies, while the global attention has been on Ukraine, India has also had to contend with other challenges, especially in its own neighborhood. Some of them may be aggravated by the COVID pandemic and ongoing conflicts, but they speak too of a deeper malaise. The accumulation of debt in fragile economies is of particular concern. We believe that in such times, the international community must rise above narrow national agendas. India, for its part, is taking exceptional measures in exceptional times. We do so when we send 50,000 metric tons of wheat and multiple tranches of medicines and vaccines to Afghanistan. When we extend credits of $3.8 billion to Sri Lanka for fuel, essential commodities, and trade settlement. When we supply 10,000 metric tons of food aid and vaccine shipments to Myanmar. When we fill the gap in humanitarian needs left unaddressed by political complexity. Whether it is disaster response or humanitarian assistance, India has stood strong, contributing particularly to those nearest to us. Excellencies, the world as we knew it is poised for transformational changes. It has been impacted in recent times by a succession of shocks, each of them significant by itself. The COVID pandemic called into question the over-centralized nature of globalization and has led all of us to seek greater resilience and reliability of supply chains. The repercussions of the ongoing Ukraine conflict have further heightened economic stresses, especially on food and energy. Climate events have added to disruption that the world is already facing. As for the promise of technology, it has certainly multiplied our capabilities, but also added to our vulnerabilities. Trust and transparency are legitimate expectations of a more digitized world. The quest to create a better global order would necessarily have to address all these issues. Among them, some are clearly more existential in nature and necessitate intense coordination by the international community. Climate action and climate justice are particularly noteworthy in this respect. In their pursuit, India has worked with partners on the International Solar Alliance, the One Sun, One World, One Grid initiative, and the Coalition for Disaster-Resilient Infrastructure. We stand ready to support any collective and equitable endeavor to protect our environment and to further global wellness. Lifestyle for environment, or LIFE, as declared by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Glasgow on the sidelines of COP26, is our homage to Mother Nature. India remains deeply committed to fighting climate change under the UNFCCC and the Paris Agreement. We do so on the principle of common but differentiated responsibilities and respective capabilities in the light of different national circumstances. We have announced our updated nationally determined contributions after COP26. Excellencies, India's steadfast commitment to South-South cooperation is by now well established and well recognized. Our approach is based on principles of mutual respect and national ownership, with a commitment to sustainable development for all. As we begin the G20 presidency this December, we are sensitive to the challenges faced by developing countries. India will work with other G20 members to address serious issues of debt, of economic growth, food and energy security, and particularly of environment. The reform of governance of multilateral financial institutions will continue to be one of our core priorities. Madam President,
अरे देखो बाहर कौन मेहमान आया है। मेहमान नहीं, ये तो है हमारी नई कार। यूनियन बैंक ऑफ इंडिया के यूनियन व्हीकल लोन्स के साथ पाओ कार लोन्स पे नो प्रीपेमेंट पेनल्टी, 0 प्रोसेसिंग फीस और इंटरेस्ट रेट सिर्फ 7.80% से शुरू। तो इस त्योहार घर लाओ नई कार विद यूनियन व्हीकल लोन्स फ्रॉम यूनियन बैंक ऑफ इंडिया। अच्छे लोग, अच्छा बैंक।
India would be completing its tenure as a member of the Security Council this year. In our term, we have acted as a bridge on some serious but divisive issues confronting the Council. We have also focused on concerns such as maritime security, peacekeeping, and counter-terrorism. Our contributions range from providing technology with a human touch to ensuring safety and security of UN peacekeepers. As the chair of the Counter-Terrorism Committee this year, India would be hosting its special meeting in Mumbai and New Delhi. I invite all member states to participate in it. We need to create a global architecture that responds to the new tech tools deployed against open, diverse, and pluralistic societies. Having borne the brunt of cross-border terrorism for decades, India firmly advocates a zero-tolerance approach. In our view, there is no justification for any act of terrorism regardless of motivation, and no rhetoric, however sanctimonious, can ever cover up bloodstains. The United Nations responds to terrorism by sanctioning its perpetrators. Those who politicize the UNSC 1267 sanctions regime, sometimes even to the extent of defending proclaimed terrorists, they do so at their own peril. Believe me, they advance neither their own interests nor indeed their reputation. India has always espoused a cooperative, inclusive, and consultative approach to international relations. We believe that multipolarity, rebalancing, fair globalization, and reformed multilateralism cannot be kept in abeyance. The call for reformed multilateralism, with reforms of the Security Council at its core, enjoys considerable support among UN members. It does so because of the widespread recognition that the current architecture is anachronistic and ineffective. It is also perceived as deeply unfair, denying entire continents and regions a voice in a forum that deliberates their future. India is prepared to take up greater responsibilities, but it seeks, at the same time, to ensure that the injustice faced by the Global South is decisively addressed. Our call is to allow serious negotiations on such a critical matter to proceed sincerely. They must not be blocked by procedural tactics. Naysayers cannot hold the IGN process hostage in perpetuity. In these turbulent times, it is essential that the world listens to more voices of reason and experiences more acts of goodwill. India is willing and able on both counts. We believe and advocate that this is not an era of war or of conflict. On the contrary, it is a time for development and for cooperation. Madam President, in the past, This august assembly has served as a meeting point of views and as a catalyst for action. It is vital that we continue to believe in the promise of diplomacy and the need for international cooperation. Therefore, Madam President, let us strive to return to the course of seeking peace, progress, and prosperity. I thank you.
Visit our site, EnglishSpeechChannel.com, for exclusive access to video transcripts, offline audio, English lessons, and private classes. Don't forget to explore our free and new ebooks. Also, subscribe to our weekly newsletter for the latest updates. Links in the description below. Thanks for your support.
Today we feature S. Jaishankar, India's Minister of External Affairs, speaking at the inauguration of the Embassy of Honduras in New Delhi. In this powerful speech, he celebrates a new chapter in India-Honduras relations, shares a vision of global cooperation, and highlights opportunities in trade, technology, and mutual development. Discover how nations work together for shared progress and improve your English while learning from one of India's top diplomats.
Your Excellency, Ambassador Eduardo Enrique Reina Garcia, Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation of the Republic of Honduras, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, very good afternoon to all of you. It is a great privilege to join you all today for the official inauguration of the Embassy of the Republic of Honduras in New Delhi. This occasion marks a significant milestone and opens up a promising new chapter in the warm and long-standing relationship between our two countries. Minister, let me first acknowledge the statement of solidarity that we heard from your country on the cowardly terrorist attack in Pahalgam, and we particularly value your public commitment to opposition to terrorism in all its forms, and the fact that it is something which is completely unacceptable to any form of civilized world. We very much appreciate your support and solidarity as we battle terrorism today in our region. Where the opening of this embassy is concerned, I regard it as more than a ceremonial event. It is a testament to the shared vision and mutual commitment of our two nations to deepen our bilateral ties, to fortify our institutional linkages, and to expand the frontiers of our cooperation. It reflects our common aspiration to forge partnerships, not just with Honduras, but with the larger region, relationships that transcend geography and embody the values of mutual respect, solidarity, and shared progress. Excellencies, dear friends, since the formal establishment of diplomatic relations between India and Honduras on the 28th of September 1994, our relationship has grown steadily across multiple dimensions: political, commercial, developmental, and cultural. Our engagements have been guided by a spirit of friendship and a strong belief that international cooperation serves the broader interests of humanity. In the last 3 decades, our economic engagements have grown steadily. They've been underpinned by trade, by investment, by technical cooperation. Bilateral trade is today a little in excess of $300 million, 310 to be exact. And we have a diversified basket which includes pharmaceuticals, textiles, automobiles, and machinery, while we import coffee, wood, and leather from Honduras. Now, this commercial exchange highlights the considerable potential that exists in areas such as agribusiness, renewable energy, healthcare, information technology, manufacturing. In fact, Minister, all the areas that we discussed today in our very productive talks earlier in the afternoon. We recognize the need today to strengthen our business-to-business linkages, to foster greater investment partnerships, and to explore complementarities while exchanging experiences. Where Indian companies are concerned, I do want to recognize that they have a particular interest in renewable energy and IT-enabled service sectors. We think that your country's strategic location, its favorable investment climate, and its demand for sustainable solutions make it an attractive destination. Recently, Hondutel, which is your national telecom operator, had signed a memorandum of understanding with one of our major telecom players, Reliance Jio, paving the way for the rollout of a 5G network in Honduras. This collaboration marks a significant step in digital connectivity partnership as well as in technology innovation. I'm very confident that the opening of the Embassy of Honduras in New Delhi will go a long way to facilitate trade promotion, will encourage business people to use the embassy as a hub for matchmaking, that it will provide institutional support to undertake greater initiative activities and engagements. I also want to share on this occasion the discussions that we've had today, and I think some of our earlier meetings as well. The fact that as part of Global South cooperation, we have the possibility of exchanging developmental experiences. We particularly focused, I think, on health, and also I want to mention that we are now engaged in installing an early warning system, which is developed by CDOT, which is aimed at strengthening Honduras's preparedness for disaster resilience. Our collaboration on the global stage has found many meaningful expressions, including in the United Nations. We very much value the consistent support that we receive from Honduras in various multilateral activities. I also want to mention the Indian diaspora in Honduras. It is small, but it is vibrant, and it contributes significantly to the local economy as well as serves as a living bridge of friendship. We are very encouraged today to see the enthusiasm for Indian culture in Honduras, widespread interest in yoga, in traditional Indian wellness practices. And again, I'm sure that the establishment of an embassy here would serve to make that living bridge that much more effective. Let me again stress this broader engagement today that India has with Latin America and the Caribbean. I think it has seen considerable progress in the last few years. When I became minister 6 years ago, I promised many of you or your predecessors that it is certainly a region in which we would take much greater interest, invest much deeper energies, and have much more activity. To me, the opening of an embassy here is an affirmation that this effort that we have made is actually paying off, that the embassy, a resident embassy, is actually a commitment by Honduras to really realize the full potential of our ties. And there is so much that we can do here, do in terms of business, as I said, do in terms of education, capacity building. Our ITEC program has already been active for many years in Honduras, and we certainly hope that it is something which would grow both in its quality and in terms of the importance of its contribution. So once again, let me, Minister, wish you and your team and your wife all the best on this important occasion. We really appreciate the opening of a resident mission. We see this as one more step in solidifying our relationship with the region. So I'm sure many of our colleagues from Latin America would also join me in welcoming the opening of a resident mission. Once again, my warmest congratulations, and I hope that your presence here today and the opening of a resident mission will create the basis for much more intensive interactions between us in times to come. Thank you very much.
Join our global community of English learners, absolutely free. Download video transcripts, listen offline, start our beginner course, and join live classes with certified teachers. Access over 1,000 resources to improve your English faster. Everything's in one place, community.englishspeeches.ca. Let's speak English together.
He served 4 terms as mayor of Burlington, Vermont, 8 terms in the U.S. House, and was elected to the Senate in 2006.
This photo of a young Bernie Sanders being arrested in 1963 on the south side of Chicago in the midst of the civil rights movement.
I'm very proud of the fact that I'm the longest serving independent in the history of the United States. I caucus with the Democrats and always have.
Some people would be like, Bernie Sanders is not a Democrat, but he's speaking for the progressive wing of the party right now.
Billionaires should not be able to buy elections. And by the way, that's not just a progressive perspective. Conservatives understand that too.
Bernie Sanders drawing crowds of tens of thousands in his full-throated fight against oligarchy.
Trying to help Democrats find their footing among working-class Americans and reclaim power next November.
This is What Now with Trevor Noah.
Baz, take a look and see it. My wife is going to yell at me. I'm being totally disheveled.
That's funny.
I want to be half as good looking as Trevor. I don't want him to dominate the whole thing.
They account for age. It's like golf. We have a handicap. How long have you been in town?
Oh, about a half hour.
Oh, wow. Okay. How long are you staying in town?
Oh, about a day.
Okay. And
We're
then
doing an event with Mamdani tomorrow night.
Oh, that's exciting. Oh, that's really exciting.
And presumably we're doing a parade in the morning if it doesn't rain, so we'll see.
It said it was going to rain today and then it didn't, so I hope that's a good sign.
Good.
I think like every day it's switching around, you know?
So you do these things, what, 5 days a week?
I try and do as many as I can when we can, you know? So it depends on when people are around, when we can, you know?
Right. So you kind of enjoy this stuff?
I love it because I love that we get to spend time, you know?
Well, that's the revolution. And people are tired of seeing 7-second sound bites.
Exactly.
And I'm amazed. I mean, podcasts have exploded, haven't they?
Yeah. So I think it's nice for a book, for a conversation, for politics, funny enough.
For anything. I mean, how the hell do you understand anything in a few minutes? You know?
Mm-hmm. All good, all settled, all everything. Then we jump into it. Senator Bernie Sanders, welcome to the show.
Great to be with you.
Do you take requests that are going to be in New York just so you can get back to New York?
Not really. No, we have some important engagements tomorrow. We're going to be working to see that Mr. Mamdani becomes the next mayor of this great city, and we'll be working with him tomorrow.
That's exciting. That's actually really exciting, and I feel like it ties into everything that you're here to talk about today because, you know, I was reading through your new book that's coming out, and I was reading about your life, and I was just thinking to myself, you know, there's one part of the book where you make your dedications and you dedicate the book to your grandchildren. And there's another part of the book where you talk about the teachers that you've spoken to and the struggles that they face in America today. You know, just the cost of living, the cost of teaching, the cost of being. And as I was reading through my notes and everything, I went, wow, Bernie Sanders, 83 years old. And I was looking for time markers in and around what 83 means. And I was like, Social Security is 90 years old. And I don't know why I felt like that was a particularly significant thing, because I felt like you are somebody who has lived long enough to see America through different stages and through different phases. And so maybe that's where I'd like to start as we move through this journey, getting into the fights against oligarchy and what you're trying to get people on board with now. How far do you think America is off from the promise it's given to its people?
I think you have a president who is way, way off, who is, in my view, the most dangerous president in American history, taking us in the wrong direction in every area. On the other hand, I think you got a whole lot of people who would love to see a very, very different America than we have today. So what Trump is saying, and this is, I think, an important political point, he says the system is broken.
Yeah.
And you know what? He's right. System is broken. Problem is his solutions will make a bad situation worse. And from a political point of view, the Democrats say, well, we got to tinker around the edges on this, do a little bit over here, but basically we're doing okay.
Yeah.
That's wrong. So I think you have millions of people who understand that in the richest country in the history of the world, we should be doing a hell of a lot better than we are doing today.
You know, it's interesting you just said that, because I was talking to the team, and my friend and I were walking, chatting about this episode, and one of the things that struck us was exactly what you said, is Trump always identifies that there is a problem, right? His solutions oftentimes seem absurd, and they are, but he identifies that there is a problem.
Exactly right. And not only him. If you talk to his people in education, they say this is